Blessed are you, Lord, who has created the phagocytes, those miraculous eating cells that serve as the system's devoted servants. Like the Levites who cleansed the temple of all impurity, these white blood cells patrol my bloodstream. And tissues, engulfing and digesting every piece of debris and every foreign invader they encounter. In their ceaseless labor, I see reflected your own work of purification, constantly cleansing your creation from corruption and decay. I marvel at the neutrophils you have positioned as my body's rapid response team. Most abundant among the phagocytes, they are the first to arrive at any site of infection, rushing to battle with such fervor that they willingly sacrifice their own lives in service to my health. When they die fighting the enemies of my well-being, they become the very substance of pus, a visible testimony to their heroic sacrifice. In their selfless devotion, I am reminded of the righteous who lay down their lives for the sake of others, finding in death a victory greater than any earthly triumph. How magnificent are the macrophages, those big eaters you have created to serve as both warriors and messengers. Not content merely to devour pathogens, these remarkable cells display pieces of conquered enemies on their surfaces like battle trophies, alerting the rest of my immune system to the nature of the threat. They serve as the crucial bridge between my innate and adaptive defenses, ensuring that every victory in the initial battle becomes intelligence for the greater war. In their dual role as destroyers and communicators, I see reflected your own nature as both judge and teacher, executing justice while providing wisdom for future battles. Blessed are you, creator of the natural killer cells, those specialized lymphocytes that patrol my body with the authority to execute judgment upon my own cells when they have been compromised. Like righteous judges who show no favoritism, these NK cells can distinguish between healthy cells and those that have been infected with viruses or turned cancerous. Without waiting for orders from headquarters, they possess the wisdom and authority to eliminate threats from within. In their swift justice, I recognize your own absolute sovereignty over life and death, your power to remove what would corrupt the whole. Master of the universe, I stand in awe of the process of inflammation you have designed as my body's emergency response system. When my tissue is damaged, the immediate release of chemical alarms brings increased blood flow to the affected area, manifesting as redness, heat, swelling, and pain. What might seem like suffering is actually evidence of your healing power at work, the redness showing increased circulation, the heat revealing metabolic activity, the swelling indicating the arrival of repair cells, and the pain serving as a protective warning. In every inflamed cut, every swollen joint, every fever that burns within me, I see not punishment, but your merciful intervention, rallying my body's resources for healing and restoration. But your wisdom extends beyond these immediate defenses to the adaptive immune system, that elite force of specialized warriors you have trained for precision combat. Blessed are you, who has equipped my body with defenders capable of mounting specific, systemic, and memorable responses to every unique threat I may encounter. How wonderful is your design of specificity. While my innate system responds with general-purpose weapons, my adaptive system develops custom battle plans for each individual invader. Like a master strategist who studies each enemy's unique weaknesses, my adaptive immune system crafts precise responses tailored to exploit the specific vulnerabilities of each pathogen. In this personalized approach to defense, I see reflected your intimate knowledge of every challenge I face, your ability to provide exactly the help I need for each particular trial. I praise you for making this system systemic, capable of coordinating defense throughout my entire body. No part of me is left unprotected. No corner of my being is beyond the reach of these microscopic guardians. From the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, from my deepest organs to my surface skin, your adaptive immune system maintains unified command and control. In this total coverage, I am reminded of your omnipresence, your ability to be fully present in every aspect of my existence simultaneously. But most miraculous of all is the gift of immunological memory you have woven into this system. Blessed are you who has created within my body the ability to remember every pathogen it has ever defeated. Like the faithful recorder who chronicles every victory for future generations, my immune system maintains a living library of past triumphs. When a defeated enemy dares to return, my memory cells immediately recognize the threat and launch a response so swift and powerful that I may never even feel sick. In this biological memory, I see a reflection of your own faithfulness. You who remember your covenant forever, who never forget your promises to your people. Master of all healing, I thank you for the B lymphocytes that mature in my bone marrow, those tireless sentinels whose surfaces bristle with receptors designed to recognize specific foreign particles. Each B cell is like a lock waiting for its corresponding key. And when the right antigen arrives, the cell becomes activated to fulfill its destiny. What precision you have built into this system. What attention to detail. Every B cell knows exactly what it is designed to recognize, never mistaking friend for foe when functioning properly. How marvelous is the transformation you have designed for activated B cells. When they encounter their designated target, they become plasma cells, living factories devoted entirely to the production of antibodies. These Y-shaped proteins flood my bloodstream like reinforcements rushing to battle, each one perfectly designed to neutralize, mark, or disable specific invaders. They cannot kill directly, but they serve as the most sophisticated targeting system imaginable, ensuring that every enemy is properly identified and marked for destruction. Blessed are you, creator of humoral immunity, who has designed this branch of my adaptive system to patrol the fluids of my body, my blood, my lymph, and all the liquid spaces where threats might hide. Like the temple guards who watched over the sacred vessels, these antibodies and B cells maintain constant surveillance over the flowing streams of life within me. I stand in wonder before the cell-mediated immunity you have established through my T lymphocytes. These cells, trained in the specialized academy of my thymus gland, possess the remarkable ability to see invaders that have already infiltrated and hidden within my own cells. Like spiritual discernment that can perceive hidden corruption, these T cells can recognize when my own cells have been compromised by viruses or transformed by cancer. How perfectly you have organized the hierarchy of T cell responses. The helper T cells serve as the generals of my immune army, receiving intelligence from antigen-presenting cells and then coordinating the entire response. When a macrophage shows them evidence of an enemy, these helper T cells spring into action, releasing chemical signals that activate B cells, recruit additional phagocytes, and summon the killer T cells to battle. In their command structure, I see reflected your own divine order, where every angel knows its role and every creature serves according to its appointed function. Blessed are you who has created the cytotoxic T cells, those fearsome assassins who hunt down and destroy any of my own cells that show signs of infection or malignancy. With surgical precision, they release toxins that trigger compromised cells to undergo programmed death, removing the corruption before it can spread. In their targeted destruction, I see your justice at work, swift, precise, and absolutely necessary for the preservation of the whole. Master of the universe, I am humbled when I consider how you have made my very survival dependent upon the proper functioning of these immune armies. The HIV virus, which specifically targets and destroys helper T cells, demonstrates how the collapse of even one component can bring down the entire system. This sobering reality reminds me of my complete dependence upon your sustaining grace. Without your moment-by-moment preservation of these intricate systems, I would be utterly defenseless against the microscopic enemies that surround me. I thank you for the gift of immunological memory that makes vaccination possible. Through this remarkable ability to remember past encounters, my immune system can be trained to recognize and defeat threats it has never actually faced in battle. When weakened or killed pathogens are introduced through vaccines, my body learns to fight them without enduring the full devastation of disease. In this principle, I see a reflection of your educational mercy, teaching us through lesser trials to prepare us for greater challenges. Blessed are you, who distinguishes between active and passive immunity. The active immunity I develop through infection or vaccination represents my body's own learned response, creating lasting protection through hard-won experience. But you have also provided the tender mercy of passive immunity, the temporary protection a nursing mother gives her infant through breast milk, sharing her own antibodies to guard her vulnerable child. In this beautiful provision, I see your own protective love, covering us with your strength until we develop the ability to stand strong ourselves. Yet even as I praise you for this magnificent system, I must acknowledge the times when these defenses turn against me. In allergies and asthma, my immune system overreacts to harmless substances, treating pollen or dust as dangerous invaders. I pray for your healing touch upon these misdirected responses, asking that you would recalibrate my defenses to recognize true threats while ignoring innocent bystanders. For those who suffer from autoimmune diseases, where the immune system loses its ability to distinguish self from non-self and attacks the body's own healthy tissues, I lift up prayers for healing and comfort. In conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and type 1 diabetes, the very system designed for protection becomes a source of destruction. May your healing power restore proper recognition, teaching these confused defenders to once again protect rather than harm the body they were created to serve. Lord of all mercy, I pray for those whose immune systems have been compromised by disease, chemotherapy, or other medical treatments. Cover them with your special protection during their times of vulnerability. Strengthen their remaining defenses, guide their medical care, and provide supernatural barriers against infection until their natural immunity can be restored. Grant wisdom to the researchers and physicians who study immunology, that they might unlock new understanding of these complex systems. Bless their efforts to develop better vaccines, more effective treatments for immune disorders, and therapies that can restore proper function to damaged immune responses. As I reflect upon the countless daily battles fought and won within my body without my conscious awareness, I am overwhelmed by your faithful care. Millions of potential infections are defeated before I ever know they existed. Countless abnormal cells are detected and eliminated before they can develop into cancer. Toxins are neutralized, wounds are healed, and balance is restored through mechanisms so sophisticated that human science is only beginning to understand them. Help me to be a good steward of this remarkable immune system you have entrusted to me. Guide me in choices that support immune function, proper nutrition that provides the building blocks for immune cells, adequate sleep that allows for repair and restoration, regular exercise that promotes circulation and lymphatic drainage, and stress management that prevents the suppression of immune responses. When I am tempted to take my health for granted, remind me of this moment of reflection. Let me never forget that every day without illness is a gift from your gracious hand, made possible by the tireless work